We are back with another stream. We have Canada versus Greece. We are catching up the game in the fourth round. I will try to find the decks in the meantime. So let's just look currently on the. We are in round 4. Looks like the one shadow player played at the gates, trader out in first now up to this point. So set up quite a big economy board, and we have trader out at the gates, trader out for snow of winter into trader out. So currently the pod deck looks exactly the same. And now look for the exact decks when they finish marshalling. Look like both of them have a significant number of shadow cards. We can quickly check what resources were used. We have one clever feint used up to this point. We have Knight of Flowers in the discard pile along both player and Varys. One of those went to fame. And on the other side, we have double clever feint nightmares, copy of Mandan Moor with Regent Guard, and 2 Pirate Assassins discarded. And we have Canada versus Greece. One mirror match. So we have Gregory versus Michael Seto. Let's see if there are significant differences in their list. Now, after the first snow of winter, we have Regent Guard and Nighttime Marauders for I don't know which one is which. But maybe I can get that. So Eleanor is Gregory, and Gregory is playing for Team Greece. So we have Greece at the bottom, Canada on the top. So we had a power challenge with Nighttime Marauders, and after then we had Tyrion brought into play that put Nighttime Marauders back into shadow. Greece decided to sacrifice one gate. Looks like he has cards to protect him. This is the new Tyrion Lannister, the third iteration of him. He is a Lord, Small Council, Intrigue Power, Insight, Shadow 5, Loyal. After a non-event card you control comes out of Shadow, place another card you control into Shadow with a Shadow token on it. Now that card is in Shadow and gains Shadow X, X is its printed cost, limit once per round. Something that is curious about him is that he can adjust the cost of Varys. Instead of being Shadow 8, it will be Shadow 4, and then further. As the owner of the card, you can decide to use. And the intrigue claim is Poison Coin. I don't think it will be very useful without a good discard. It's not useful in matchup because all the cards have a shadow. So we were looking at Gregory's list. I was starting to. Wrong list. So looks like we have forgotten one, and Volardo here is Valar Morghulis left for Greece. So Eleanor. He's running only one copy of. So Canada had discarded. His Knight of Force in his deck. He's running 3 copies of Queen's Assassin. 3 copies of Bolton Flare. So look like this is heavy attrition. Bottom flares are not that commonly added to the wine list, at least the few that we saw until now. We have Tunnels, Alchemist Guild Hall, the new Iron Throne, 3 times Clever Feint, 3 times Iron Bank, Poison Coin and Nightmares. And for Canada, looks like the only difference in the pool deck is Cold Call. Else the deck looks exactly the same. We have 2 copies of Starfall Spy. I don't remember seeing it in the other deck. Other than that, they're exactly the same. We have 1 copy of Here Mirror, which recently was removed from the restricted list, so to give one a little bit of push. Other than chapter base looks almost very close to each other. Again, we see bottom flare here. Go back to the game. Dominance was won by Canada and currently 9-0. If Nighttime Morning brought out of Shadow, and we have them hitting Hard Assassin, so and we have that discards the last Hard Assassin. Yeah, this is the last card, the Greyjoy. For I casted earlier this week a game between Canada and Greece game where the Greece player was great. Sorry about that. So for the Greece player. So currently, unless he has a way to move his characters back into shadow, back into the deck, he cannot touch cards. There. And we see go into Morgulis. Looks like we'll see maybe Cersei revive or Robert Strong. Interesting is that currently the economy for the Greece pair doesn't work. At this point of the game I'm expecting it to be looks like the Canadian one, but maybe at the beginning there were several hits by Nighttime Marauders and it was targeting specific economy, but look at the discard pile, there is only a single wine gate there that was sacrificed. Maybe just the flock. The another one card Marshall Shadow. If another economy location added, both players are out of their trade route, so currently it will be all depending on their few left plots. For Greece we have Harris and Forgotten Plans, and for Canada we have Morgulis, and wrong from the last spot. Forgotten pawns. We have Morgulis in Forgotten Pawns and Bucheris in Forgotten Pawns. Yep, that's for both. For the player, so there is still quite a few resets, but I don't think that they will be that impactful in the matchup. And we see Canada loading 5 more characters into Shadow. The use of the gold rolls. Economy. This is one of the limited applications that came a few cycles ago, which was it's at the same time terrible and good. In the current meta it's amazing, but before, when it came out it wasn't received very well, although it always gave the 2 gold. But being split was a big drawback. Considerate and looks like the Greece player doesn't even have his bowels yet, so quite a very rough game. And we have Trigger of Heart Assassin that hit Cersei. Something that within the rules we are not allowed to show our shadow cards, and here they are ordered and they're given number as we see in the chat. So if he doesn't pay attention which one it is, he can use the chat to find what the cards that he needs to hit. These are benefit, and then those are the things that we have to have in mind, considering that the other option for tournament at this scale is one currently. Reserve and also card in shadow. Okay. So in taxation phase, Canada brought out their underhanded methods, and for the income for the next turn, we have Forgotten Pawn. Interesting, we have the Canadian player decided to walk his Morgulis. Not a very common practice. While the carry is being walked is not a problem in this matchup, although we could say the same thing for Morgulis. But knowing that the opponent doesn't have a way to reset you other than for snow, it could help in a combat, although the current situation is 9-0. I don't think it looks that bad. There's still resources left for both players. Another economy location played. Sorry about that. So what do you guys in chat think? Is there still a way for the player to come back? The Greece player to come back, although given the current situation. We see Tyrion brought out of shadows during the marshalling phase to return the Heart Assassin into shadow and hoping to see another. But he's hoping to get another trigger out of it. And we have underhanded method back to the hand and triggering Household Bolt. Yep. Have bottom flare and out by the Heart Assassin. Interesting thing is that both lists are not running March, something that we are used to see at this point. Common for all the shadow decks, but the attrition book looks like here these are more made for the matchup, shadow matchup, than to general attrition. Let's see if this prayer will no. So looks like he'll be denied our challenge. Yes, there is another shadow. Yep, no doubt, but it will be left to claim. I wonder why we still need to challenge with both characters. Looks like they're more aware of what. And you see Nightmare added randomly. This turn we had trigger of experience, so we cannot easily return heal the character back to shadow. But we still have only one clever feint used. We see start to hand. Here to either defend an intrigue challenge or do a military. If Thanos return to shadow to give strength to all his characters. I don't know why he decided to return it to shadow, maybe just for the econ. How much is the shadow 2? Interesting. I'm not sure why the Thanos was returned to shadow here. And now we see that the rank turning Salman more to the hand. I was about to say that now we see a clear. Oh, okay, so he wanted just to draw cards safely. That makes sense. And now he'll do it again. Let me transfer. We are currently in dominance, so he'll do it in standing as well. And this way, you at least will not waste the gold here. Draw another card. A very good play. I was about to say that before returning the Madam Book the hand, he was at exactly 10 gold in the next to carry spot. Oh, right, but he has more bullets left. Makes we are at pot 7 currently and close to 0. But those games, I think, luckily for the Canadian player Movak, he has his economy set up at this point, unlike for the Greece player. Maybe just the card game factor counted him. On the Morgulis with the economy, I think he's will not have a problem to out. Unfortunately, his single copy of Metaphor was discarded earlier, so do not have access to that. This is the only native renown. But with post challenges, be able problem. If triggering Trigger of Nighttime Marauders, using Hired Assassin, reduce the hand is Ironbind, Poison Cloning, Varys, a copy of Bowel, Queen's Assassin, Roll, so he discarded. And now he has a clear information what's in store for him this turn. Aside from the card, I don't think those were brought out of color since we joined the game. So looks like there is not a single character in the Greece player. The game will be over this, considering that we have Tyrion and Mandan were returned to hand last turn for the Canadian player Moloch. So I think that may be enough to close the game. Interestingly, he marshaled only one card in Shadow, not two. No, he marshaled more after that. We Knight of Flowers brought out of Shadow. London coming and trying to kill him. And at this point I expect to see the card discarded. Let's hope he has a little bit more fuel to be able to. Oh, with the Thanos, he'll be able to stand him and give him additional strength for the face. So defend the military and the power. Confidence. Although I think there is a trigger. There is at least one underhanded method in Shadow. And we see the Greece player sacrificing Line Gate for a little bit more fuel. But there still be maybe a way out. Metaphor is more than capable of holding the turn a bit of work. Initial challenge. Looks like the Gregory player is one with the defense here. We see a trigger of the robot trunk, killing Mandamore for good. Although the Canadian player is running close call, so I expect to see Mandam back in action soon, because there is no other target here that is worth turning. There is a copy of Cersei in the discard pile, so finding dots are better for Manda. But I expect next turn to be trade routes into trade routes on both players if the great player survives this turn. So now looks like the Greece player will survive the turn. Let me just look what's the current score for both countries. What's the situation there in general? Like they didn't play or the games are not reported that much. So looking at the now we have few games reported. So currently the score is 2-4 for Canada. So Greece still has a chance. But that depends on the current matchup. So I'm rooting for my neighbors. So sorry, Canada. We saw Shadow Priestess coming out of Shadow and nearing the Knight of Flowers. And drawing card from Rock. And we have a power challenge for 3. Fortunately, there is no zero cost. Actually, there are 2 in 1 Easter that are 0 cost, but I'm not. I know he's not running any of them. Very Warped Shadow and Under the Bridge of Dreams, the 2 0 cost events that could be for 0 cost without any action. We see a military challenge from the Greece player with Great. Gets an opposed. I'm not sure if this was a good idea because now he has power on his house card. Will be stolen. We see an Aram Bank returning over from hands, and I think now Metaphors will be able to do both his challenges with It's an intrigue challenge. For the unopposed power. And unlucky. Hitting the mother mode that just died from the hand. That's not very impactful, and we see a draw from the inside. Power challenge. Attack powers for potentially 9. Actually, there will be no triggers, tunnels. I wonder why there was no underhanded method brought out of Shadow now. Trying to oppose the challenge. Because tunnels will not give any additional strength at the moment. Dominance, medium player. 13-4. Greyjoy is starting come back into the game, and now with the clear information that there are no resets incoming, I expect to see this character stay on the board and proving very pain for the Canadian player. Unfortunately, there are several hard assassins hiding in the shallow area of the Canadian player, so every character that goes in shadow will be probably hit immediately. Or maybe he could maybe try to bait out with an event or attachment. I've me on the Canadian player at the moment the card goes into shadow of the trigger assassins immediately. In the fourth phase, I'm expecting both to play trade routes. There are no marches, all the carries will decide. Canada is mentioned, so yes, it's trade routes and initiative will go to Greek player. And he chose Sniper first. That's a bold move. Then how close is to victory. Although when we joined the turn 4 the game looked like very one-sided, now I would say that there is still chance for the Greek player. Let's see if you see the anti-marauders coming out of shadow immediately after the draw phase. We know there is a Mandan Moor in the hand which is cost 6, but here there is a cost 6 character, so that's exactly what get with the trunk. And again he has a clear information what's in the hand. We see Varys, Regent Guards, both useful, and a little bit of economy starting to show up now. That's a very good thing at this point of the game, because Now we want to draw your characters and economies that powerful, although gold mine could prove you with the road rope. But again, there is nothing there, it's only one shadow cards there to the two for metaphor. Limit price. So maybe in best case now she'll be able to be in 3 challenges. We see a card put in shadow, a second one. Maybe now we'll see a trigger of the assassins. So he can get the balls of castle card draw or money. Already there are shadow priestess left. Greek there currently. No in the discard pile. Medium player, one in the dead pile, one in the discard pile. So they both of them have one of moves. I'm okay them because those are one of the things that could swing the game very fast. So one of the decks is running 2 of them, and the other one running 3. So there is one for the Greek player and 2 for the Canadian player. If I'm not mistaken, the which deck is which. We see a power challenge for 8. And Shadow Priest is coming out of Felony Tyrion. And Tyrion triggered on any card going back to interesting. Maybe he could have done Shadow Priestess trigger to knew something with Tyrion to bring her back into Shadow and bring her out again to new both of the characters. That could have been a fancy play. We see a defense for 5. Something that is worth pointing out here is that Thanos can be triggered only once, regardless of that it's going out of play and losing memory, but the difference in wording limit once per phase and max one per phase stops him from being able to trigger several times. A military challenge for 3. And maybe now we'll see a... Did he pay for them? Paid for them straight up. And we'll see both Thanos probably going to Shadow to boost strength and defense. Maybe with both characters just to fight. Because if there is second metal, this will not decide to defend only with a single character. Looks like he desperately needs to save every possible resource and taking some risk. Yep, you see underhanded methods. I personally would have defended with Volto, and there will be a need to challenge for the pass. Power maybe. There should be Varys in shadow. But maybe he'll just and we see Varys coming out of shadow. Fortunately there is no power on the other side. But he'll be able to pose the challenge. And now Knight of Horse will be able to do 2 challenges. Looks like the game will be close until the end. But as long as there are no major mistakes, you cannot tell where the game will go. But Knight of Horse will rack up power very fast. Something that I'm not sure if the Varys for the Canadian player is still alive. There is one in the discard pile, and he's running. Michael is running only one Varys, so the Greece player should know that the Knight of Horse is safe on the board. It looks like he surrendered. Oh, he was not able to push the power challenge. So we just while I was looking at the decks, we yep. So I think this makes you winner of the series. So congrats to Canada. Yes, Michael looks like Gregory had a really bad roll the whole game. So I just want to look what happened here. We see a clever feint. So the moment, yeah, so he had a clever feint to bring back the Marauders and the underhanded method, and that allowed him to defend the challenge. And with the dominance, he's getting there now discussing that assassins proved very key in the matchup. Looks like the deck are made for the mirror match or for the shadow matches with the heavy shadow removal. And as Danzo will said in the chat, currently Canada is 5-2, so that makes them winner of the series. Uh, Maybe I should stop streaming the grid games. I'm bringing bad luck to my neighbors. So, see you in the next game. I don't know if I'll be streaming tonight because it's getting pretty late. But we'll just jump to the Discord to see there are games now. So, bye bye. In the next game, there will be stream